Good morning and happy Mother's Day. I'm Mike Yerkes. Welcome to the Unity of Walnut Creek service.
Happy Mother's Day. I am Destiny Yerkes. Welcome to our service.
Reverend Kristen is with us in the sanctuary this morning with a message titled, Coming Home to Mother.
Our stream team with us today includes Gus on switch and sound, Charlie on camera, and our stage manager, Danae.
Behind the scenes, preparing throughout the week, as always, includes Tech Director John, Music Directors Lisa and Tyler, Product Manager Annie, and Video Editors Peter, Jack, and Sherry.
Let's take a moment to acknowledge the land our center rests upon. This is Ohlone Bay Miwok and Ukot's land. We honor its ancestry and are grateful for those who came before us. We solemnly acknowledge the stolen nature of native lands and commit to taking care of these sacred grounds.
This morning, we welcome new thought artist Love Eternal. Let's join Jahred and Shawna now at their home studio with Let It Start With Me.
We're going to do a song that we've played for you before. It's called Let It Start With Me. But we just finished recording a full studio version of this song that's available currently at our Bandcamp website, which you can find via our website, loveeternal.org. And soon it'll be everywhere on iTunes and Spotify and everything. I wanted to write a song that could change this world, make it into a better place for every boy and girl. But I realized that all change must start from within. So humbly I begin. Let it start with me. Let it start with me. All the things that I hope to see, let I learn to embody it. Let it start with me. Let it start with me. Let it start with me. I am willing. How could I stand up and preach? Lord, what could I teach if I cannot embody it? And how can there be peace? Peace all over this world if I can't learn to get along with my own family. So Mom and Dad, I thank you. Children, I support you. My partner, I adore you. I need you all, so that I may learn. My egos will I purge as I hand it to Divine's will. When not my will, but thine will be done. I believe in the power greater than myself. To you I love the strength right now. To you I love the strength. Just let it start with me. Let it start with me. All the things that I hope to see, let I learn to embody it. Let it start with me. Let it start with me. Let it start with me. I am willing. Let it start with me. Let it start with me. All the things that I hope to see, let I learn to embody it. Let it start with me. Let it start with me. Let it start with me. I am willing. Happy Mother's Day.
Well, thank you so much, Love Eternal, and happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. So we want to bless the moms who are biological moms, adoptive moms, or if you identify yourself as a mother or having those mother qualities, maybe serving in that way for children or other people. So just to bless you, to allow you to be blessed today. I hope you can feel our love as it comes through the camera, through the sound, through our live stream today, and just really receive our love. Mothers, we love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the divine light within you. Happy Mother's Day.
Thank you, Reverend Kristen. Now, let's take a moment to ground in our unity. Unity is a positive path for spiritual living. Our vision for the world is, we envision a spiritually awakened world where all life thrives in conscious oneness. Our mission is who we have come here to be. Let's say this together. We are a loving, inclusive community, expanding our living, our divinity in sacred service for all. Our core values are love, connection, service, and wisdom.
If you are with us for the first time, welcome. You are invited to fill out a connection card. Connection cards are available for everyone on the Watch Live page. You may submit a prayer request, and our prayer team will pray with you throughout the week. You may also share feedback or request information.
Our classes and events are currently held online and by phone via Zoom. Here are a few important announcements and opportunities.
Join us this Wednesday at 7 p.m. for the On Our Walk discussion group.
The group is guided by Ron Salazar, who is an excellent facilitator, known for keeping discussions fun and enlightening. The evening will focus on our whole spiritual walk through shared experiences, spiritual teachings, prayer, and meditation.
Come join us on our journey to a more intimate walk with our divine selves. This is an ongoing group that meets on the second Wednesday of every month.
Would you like a place to share your creativity or a place to learn how to express yourself?
Well, then check out the Unity Creativity Group with David Peterson. All mediums of creativity are welcomed, like painting, pottery, dancing, singing, poetry, or any kind of writing.
Come to listen, come to share, or get inspired. Come to get inspired. This is an ongoing group that meets every Sunday at 3 p.m.
Today was our first simple outdoor service on the lawn at 9:30, and it was a success. We invite you to join us next Sunday so you can feel how good it feels to reunite on site at Unity.
If you would like to volunteer to serve at the 9:30 a.m. outdoor service, contact the office. Someone will contact you for orientation and scheduling.
Pre-registration is required for the 70 available congregate slots. We will have areas for individual seating and areas for families from the same household to sit together. Registration for next Sunday service opens on our website today at 1 p.m. and closes Friday at 3 p.m.
See our website for a full listing and log in information for all the events. If you are not receiving our weekly e-news, use the connection card link on the Watch Live page to sign up.
Following our service today, we invite you to log on to Zoom about 12:45 for a virtual patio conversation. Prayer chaplains are available to pray with you during this time. You may also wish to discuss Sunday's messages and more with your community on Tuesday nights at 7 p.m. at the weekly Spiritual Growth Circle.
Now, as we move into meditation, let's ground with our statement of faith. Let's take a deep breath together, settling into our hearts. And let's take one more deep breath. Please join me. There is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, the all-loving goodness of God.
We continue with a reading followed by music with Love Eternal and Reverend Kristen with a guided meditation in silence.
A reading adapted from the Daily Word.
Today, I celebrate mothers everywhere, biological mothers, adoptive mothers, and my mother, trailblazers, caregivers, mentors, and mothers to the masses. I celebrate Mother Nature in all her glory and the divine feminine as part of me. Motherly spiritual qualities contribute to peace, healing, and joy in the world and in my life.
I take a moment to reflect on a time when I comforted a child. Perhaps I listened, hugged, or shared encouraging words. And I call to mind memories of when I felt nurtured, held, or lifted up by someone else. I am a gracious giver and receiver of motherly love.
Beyond the confines of gender, we can all participate in acts of mothering so essential to our well-being. Through this mother love, we are made whole and well, justice is realized, and the earth breathes unencumbered.
From Genesis chapter 17, verse 16, I will bless her, and she will give rise to the nations.
Breathe deep. Breathe. Whoa, I can't seem to find my own way out. And sometimes it feels like this world is closing in on me. No breath left to even shout. And yes, I try. This every day, and that is why I come to thee, on bended knee, and humbly ask of thee. Please show I the way. Please show I the way. Please show I the way. And when I go inside, I find a place where everything is fine. And then I look outside and I realize nothing needs to change. It's all divine. It's all in my mind. So breathe deep. Breathe. 'Cause you are safe here, my child. Go on and breathe deep. Breathe. 'Cause you are safe here, my child. 'Cause you are safe here, my child. You are safe here, my child. my child.
I am breathing deep. I am breathing without effort. I am breathing in peace. I become like a small child once again, pulled upon the vast, comforting lap of the mother, safe in her arms. I'm carried through my days and nights in this lap of divine love. Held in the womb of my potential, the utmost expression of my divinity. And also allowed in this moment to let go of any striving, imagining, affirming, and just to be. I sink into the love that surrounds me and infills me. I let myself be rocked, held, loved. I give up the struggle, the effort. My limbs become relaxed. My head and shoulders give over. I give over in complete trust that I am caught and held, that I am loved and encouraged, accepted exactly as I am. I can breathe deep now. The lap of the Divine Mother. I am perfect and whole, adored. I am safe. And so I rest here in a space that is as vast as the cosmic sky and as solid as the fertile earth. I let go completely, my belly soft, my eyes gently closed. And drift into the quiet, knowing all is well. I breathe deep. Know that I am safe. I am loved. I am complete in the silence. As I begin to stir, I remember this feeling. What it feels like to give over, to let myself completely relax, to breathe deeply with a soft belly, to recognize my wholeness and perfection just as I am. To allow myself to be seen and held as a mother sees and holds a newborn child. This is the gentle way in which I regard myself. And as I move about the world, as I crawl from that lap onto my own two solid legs, I see through those eyes now. I become the mother who beholds the children of the world through the eyes of love, offering the vastness of compassion and kindness and safety. Remembering to return to this place again and again, to be reminded of who I am, to breathe deep and know that I am safe always. And so it is.
Breathe deep, breathe. 'Cause you are safe here, my child. Go on and breathe deep, breathe. 'Cause you are safe here, my child. You are safe here, my child. You are safe here, my child. You are safe here. You are safe here. You are safe here, my child. You are safe here. You are safe here. You are safe here, my child. For children, for children. You are safe here, my child. For our children, for all children. You are safe here, my child.
Well, thanks again to Love Eternal. You know, there were some elementary kids that were interviewed about mothers, on the topic of mothers. And so I want to share a little bit of what they were asked and how they responded. They were asked, why did God make mothers? And one of them said, she's the only one who knows where the Scotch tape is. That actually happened in our house yesterday. And how did God make mothers? They were asked. One child said, magic plus superpowers and a whole lot of stirring. And the next one said, what kind of little girl was your mom? And the answer was, I don't know because I wasn't there, but my guess is pretty bossy. And the fourth, what does your mom do in her spare time? Moms don't have spare time. And finally, what's special about moms? Moms are magic. They can make you feel better without medicine. So we thank God, Goddess, for mothers, for children to be loved by mothers, and for all of us to have the opportunity both to be mothered and to mother, to be in that cycle of giving and receiving that is all a part of celebrating this energy we call mother love. That mother God idea is actually a trinity. So when we think of the triune God, we can think of the mother goddess as the allness of God, that first principle in unity, that sense of all permeating, all goodness, everywhere present. And the second principle of unity in this context of mothers is the divine feminine qualities within all of us. It's that highest and best good that we bring forth into the world. And in that traditional Trinity idea, there is a Holy Spirit, the whole spirit of love in this case, that love that animates all life, that love that permeates all life, that brings us a sense of vibrancy. It can be seen, that Holy Spirit, as a collective energy, a kind of energy in the world that when we need justice or collaboration or kindness, it comes forth for us. So it can be so many things, Mother. But no matter the form, whether it's earthly or spiritual, it is that symbolic idea of love and all of its emanations, all of its ways of being in the world. Evan Hodkin said this: a mother's love is so complete, so nourishing, it can only be God loving through them. And we know that from our own experiences of feeling that love, whether we are feeling it for a child or for another, in that sort of role of mother, whether it's formal or informal. And we can also relate to that as someone who experiences it, who receives it. We are most at home in the presence of mother love because it brings us back into our hearts. And that's that place of home within us. When we are strayed, when we feel lost, when we feel weary, it's a place we can go back to rest, to refuel, to be restored, for comfort. We return home to the mother in the physical, but also, of course, in the spiritual. Years ago, I was watching the Waltons with my mom, that old really well, I guess it was well loved. It was well loved by our family. We tended to watch it a lot. And I was sitting there with my mom as John Boy came home from the war and surprised his mom. She was gardening, and so her back was to him. And when he came up and surprised her, there was this, big joyous reunion, lots of hugging and laughing and crying all at the same time. But the best part of watching that with my mom was when I looked over to her and tears were just streaming down her face. And I just thought about how it's so innate for mothers, right, to feel that unbreakable bond, really, and that rejoicing of the reunion, of the coming home, when a beloved child comes home to the mother. I think it's much like the mother energy, the divine mother energy that welcomes us home when we have strayed, when we have become weary, when we have forgotten about the truth of the divine that is within and all around us. And particularly this angle of the qualities, these mother qualities, are the ones that really embrace us and pull us back to her. And so when we sink into that proverbial lap of the mother, there are so many things that we gain from that experience. There can be that sense of, we've just stopped striving. And so all the striving and the goal setting and the action that happens in the world we can do a little time out and rest. It's that moment of surrender, of self-care, of giving over, of letting ourselves relax and just be who we are in our authentic beings, to put our feet up. And it's here when we do that we remember who we are, that there is that remembering, that coming back together of the wholeness of who we are. Ah, yes, here I am. Here I am in my rested state. Here I am in my peaceful state. Here I am in my truth. It's also a joyous reunion. There can be great joy in the coming home. And there's that sense that the mother is this this figure, this symbol that stands by us, that's with us, to catch us when we fall, that stands by us no matter how we show up, no matter how many times we may fail or not quite get it right. So there's that sense that we are supported, and there's also the knowing that we are going to be nudged out of the nest when it's time to. And we'll need to fly, right? When it's time to get back out there in the world, there'll be that mother kind of nudge, that encouragement to say, you can do this, you can get back on your feet and do whatever it is that is ours to do. All of these things come from that homecoming, that coming back to mother. We are continuously accepted, we are continuously welcomed, we are continuously loved when we come home. And so when we allow ourselves to be taken in, it's much like how Love Eternal brings us into the song. To allow ourselves to be taken in by the mother may feel and sound and look like this. Let's take a look.
What if we broke down and called this world heaven? Could we leave our stories behind? What if we treated this earth like the Garden of Eden? Tree of life is calling me, bearing fruit so ripe. I will take you in, to my prayers at least. There's no place in my home. I will bless your way, I will pray for you. Wherever you may roam, you are my brother, you are my sister, you are a child of God. Whether you know it or not, you shine as brightly as the sun. My mother loves you, your mother loves me too. Let us dwell in the house that she has built, third planet from the sun. I call it heaven, I call it heaven. Let us dwell here, let us dwell here. And I thank you for believing. Whoa, whoa.
It feels like the mother weeps when we come home. when we come back to that grounding, when we come back to that resting place, when we come back to that remembrance of who we are. Felt a little like that, or actually a lot like that this morning, as many of you were welcomed back to Unity on our lawn at the 9:30 service. And as we gathered, as we came home, it felt as if, here in our spiritual home, the earth and the trees and even the buildings, that there was a kind of sense of loneliness previously and all the time that we've been away, and just a real rejoicing of coming home and bringing the life back to this place. And so through all the years, of laughter, of blessings, of song, of socializing, of children running and playing, it's back now. It's becoming back. So we're taking those steps to reunite, and it feels really good to come home. Just like it feels really good to come home to our hearts, to come home to this mother energy we're talking about today. We wouldn't exist here at Unity if it weren't for our founding mothers. Myrtle Fillmore was the founder of the whole Unity movement. And of course, we have our founder here at Unity of Walnut Creek, Reverend Marie Giles, who led this congregation for a very long time and to this place that is our sacred grounds today. Reverend Carol Ruth Knox was the next minister and left an indelible mark on our community. And so by saying their names, Myrtle Fillmore and Marie Giles and Carol Ruth Knox, we invoke that presence too, acknowledging those who have come before. We acknowledge the mothers who have come before that stewarded this land, the goat farmers that were here before this was Unity of Walnut Creek, and before that the Native American mothers who loved and stewarded this land in their way and the way of fully connecting to the earth. We invoke the Spirit by our own ways, in our own ways. There are many different ways that we can bring forth that essence of mother quality, that essence of mother love. And of course, there's Mother Earth herself that calls us to her, that, in the principle of science, in the literal way, there's the gravity, right, that keeps us safe, that keeps us connected at all times. But of course, beyond that, there's the metaphysical, the spiritual, the part that is that glue, that love that just automatically happens. As my friend Kelly Hunt sings, "Gravity loves you, baby." I know that many of us have felt pulled back to Unity for a very long time. And it wasn't a straight path back. It was more like a labyrinth. It was more like a circuitous, kind of circular path with switchbacks. And so more like our labyrinth that's here on our grounds now. I was surprised actually to see when I was going through some files recently that my very first talk here on the first day at Unity of Walnut Creek 4 years ago on Easter Sunday, I used the metaphor of the labyrinth as my pathway back, or my pathway here to Unity of Walnut Creek. And so when we consider that, what all that the labyrinth holds, it's actually the particular design that we have, the Chart Essence Labyrinth, is very feminine in its design. It comes from the Chart Cathedral, that 11-circuit labyrinth. Ours is a 7-circuit labyrinth, but it has the same design features that are very feminine. It has rose petals in the middle. And so when you come to the middle to meditate or to rest there, you are actually standing or sitting in an open flower. And so there's a sense of being held all the time by that kind of feminine energy. Across from the entrance to our labyrinth, we have a statue of the earth goddess Gaia, and around the labyrinth has been planted roses. And all of this creates some of that divine feminine space, and it wasn't all intentional. It actually was as if we all were just sort of organically led, that just one thing showed up and then another thing showed up, and then it just seemed like a good idea to do this or that, and then pretty soon this labyrinth just materialized. In fact, some people say that when they walk past the labyrinth that it feels as if it's always been there. I feel that too, as if it just came out of the invisibility and was made visible. It's that kind of mystery that we touch into, that we are in conversation with, that goddess energy here at Unity and on our land, and that we ourselves, each individually, can be in that constant conversation as well. Do you remember Conversations with God by Neale Donald Walsch? I was a big fan, and I was really excited for the opportunity to actually go and see him. I got to go and see him about the same year that our peace tiles were put up here at Unity, which are also surrounding the labyrinth, and which have recently been restored by Rick Wagner and Becky and Mark Paulson with so much love and so much care. A strong backing put back, the pieces mended, just like we are when we come home to that mother energy. So getting to see Neale Donald Walsch was at Unity Temple on the Plaza in Kansas City that same year these peace tile walls were going up at Unity here on our grounds. And being at Unity Temple on the Plaza is another kind of homecoming because it's a historical place for us in Unity. It's the second church that was built, and it was actually a lot of the first congregation that came over to that church. Our co-founder, Charles Fillmore, was a big part of the creation of that temple. So there I was sitting, waiting for Neale Donald Walsch. But the inspiration that night didn't come from him. It came from his warm-up musician, or should I say through his warm-up musician and what was evoked in this space. So James Twyman began to play instruments, a lot of them. He had bells on his toes and his feet. He had instruments on his wrists, he was playing the keyboards, and he was singing. It was pretty incredible. I was in awe of what he was able to do all at once. I'm always in awe of somebody who can play an instrument and sing at the same time, let alone that many instruments and sing. But as he was playing and as I was getting into what he was singing and the experience of the music, I began to smell roses. And I looked all around in every direction, but there were no roses anywhere in the room. And I knew it wasn't perfume because it was a distinct smell of as if, your nose is submerged in a real rose. It was such a mystery. I couldn't figure out, where is this smell coming? And it wasn't all the time he was playing. It was just periodic. It was just sort of waft through the air. So afterwards I went up to James and I said, the whole time you were playing, off and on, I could smell roses. And he knew exactly what I was talking about. And he said, with a sort of familiar delight, the mother was here. It was the first time I'd ever had that kind of experience where by listening to music, I was smelling roses and not identifying it with a divine mother, but learning that that was an identification through him and then sharing that in that moment. It was really potent. So it's how does that get evoked for you? In that moment for me, it was through the music, obviously, and there was this touching of a divine mystery when he said, she was here. It was like, wow, just like that. Just like that, the allness of this mother goddess was called forth. And so to feel that, to enter into that, those moments that we experience, it's really a beautiful and it seems like rare opportunity. So what is it for you that might evoke that? Maybe it's being immersed in water, like warm bath water or a bubbling brook or a waterfall or the ocean. Or maybe it's having your hands in the fertile soil or coming across a cave and sitting in the cool of a cave on a hike. Or perhaps it's digging in the dirt at home in your own garden or touching a fabric that's soft and silky. Maybe having a home-cooked meal made for you or you cooking a meal for someone else, or the aroma of that good food or the taste of that good food. The mother is sensuous. The mother is earth. The mother is embodied spirituality. So it's this beautiful coming together of body and soul, of soul and soil, if you will, of the earth itself and that vastness of sky and spirit intermingling together. So all of that is a part of that magic of coming home. I mean, I was in my spiritual home with that unity foundation of home when that happened, that experience happened for me. And it seems like this Mother God energy does have a sense of place often associated with it. So whatever it is that we call home in that moment, a feeling of home on particular grounds, a feeling of familiarity in a particular place, in a room, or in the company of others, perhaps. All of these things can evoke that sense. So you may feel as if this route back home to our spiritual home, as we begin to reunite today in person, that this has been a very circuitous kind of route, right? There's been a lot of switchbacks and circles. It's not been a straightaway shot to get here. That we have been collectively moving through this contagious dis-ease to get to a place of greater wellness and ease. I think that's really our work now, to be in that space. It's a welcome space to be moving into, isn't it? And these are the gifts of the goddess, really, wellness and ease. She accepts us as we are, honors our authentic expression, forgives our mistakes, and just embraces us. As one child said in the beginning, share, that she's magic, that she can make you better even without any medicine. She loves as an idyllic mother loves her child, draws that child into the graciousness of her lap, and sees only perfection and wholeness. We are at ease when we are there. We are at home when we are there. And so how is it that we find all this goodness? Well, remember, what you are looking for is always looking for you. This story illuminates it a little bit more. Valerie Carr is an author who wrote See No Stranger. We actually drew from that book a bit throughout the season for nonviolence. And she talks about her son, Kavi, and this experience of a lucid dream that she had while she was on an acupuncture table. She said she felt like she traveled through layers of consciousness, dropping down deeper, and then landed with a thud. And there, dangling his little feet with his back to her, was a little boy. She looked down at the boy. He was in a red jumper, and he just smiled at her. And she said she felt this enraptured kind of love, this intense, bright love for him. She didn't want to leave. And he kept smiling at her, and after a while he started to disappear, and she cried out, no! She didn't want to ever be separated from this love that she was feeling, and she felt as if he knew, and she knew, even though she asked him, who are you? She knew that it was her son. She'd always wanted a daughter. She couldn't imagine a son, but here he was. Not even like a figment of her imagination, but feeling very real. As he began to disappear and she cried out, no, he said, you have to find me. And then he disappeared a little more. You have to find me. And then he was gone. 7 years later, Valerie gave birth to a boy who she named Kavi. When Kavi was 3 years old, she was wrestling with him on the bed to get him into his pajamas. You know how kids sometimes get really squirmy. And as he was squirming and chattering, he suddenly stopped and got very still. And he looked at his mom in the eyes and he said, how you found me? And she said, well, I just looked for you and I found you. And he said, how you found me? And she said, well, we moved across the country and we went to the Star Nursery and we found you. He said, how you found me? She said, Appa and I found you together. She said it wasn't until she said that he was satisfied. A little bit later, when he was lying in bed about to go to sleep, he put his hand on Valerie's cheek and he said, you're the mommy I choose. As we grow, we allow ourselves to be found more and more by this divine love. We open ourselves, we relax, we stop all of our striving, and we welcome in this divine love. Find me. find me. And we also evoke that presence, honor that presence through the rituals that we do or through all those kinds of possibilities, chanting, singing, dancing, gardening, whatever it is that we do that evokes some of that warm and home-like presence for us. And so we too emulate then the qualities as we grow. As we grow and mature, we become that, whether we are male or female, transcending gender, we become that sort of feminine quality in expression that can be offered to others, as sort of mothering to others. Even Jesus likened himself to a mother hen, that kind of energy. And it might look like, if we are willing, how we can consider for ourselves how it might look, how it will look for us to be a mother, to love others, to welcome others. How we will become one who judges less and welcomes and celebrates authenticity more. How can we be that kind of place of rest and refuge for others? What do we need to do to shift inside of us so that we can be more of that warm embrace in our outer countenance, what maybe needs to soften? Because it is by softening, it is by opening, it is by opening our arms and our heart that we allow the masses that could use a little comfort to be comforted by us, one at a time. And the wisdom we have within us is also mother wisdom that helps us know when we need to be comforted ourselves and when we are in a space to comfort others, to be this loving presence for others. How will you be that place of ease for yourself? And how can you offer that place of ease to others? These are the questions I hope that you will ponder a bit in your time of prayer and meditation, in your walk about today on Mother Earth, on Mother's Day. These ways of being foster wellness and ease, these ideas that as time has come. And our journey back home has allowed us to move now into them more fully. So now that we are coming home to the mother within us, coming home to each other, to our community, to Mother Earth, to these sacred grounds, there is all this homecoming occurring. And as we do so, we know these truths, that this is a joyous reunion. And we know this truth, that we are at ease. So I invite you to close out with me by speaking this affirmation together. I come home to the mother. It is a joyous reunion. I am at ease. And so it is. Happy Mother's Day.
Thank you, Reverend Kristen, for that really beautiful and nurturing message. Whether you have a joy or concern on your heart today, our prayer chaplains are available to provide prayer support during our virtual patio conversation after the service.
You may also contact them by completing a connection card on the Watch Live page or click on prayer request at the bottom of the homepage. Our prayer team will be praying with you throughout the week.
Now let's open our hearts to the practice of giving. Our spiritual home thrives with your continued generosity. I invite you to prepare your gifts as we align with the universal law of circulation. As we give, we shall receive. In truth, there is no lack or limitation. Abundance is our true nature.
In addition to sending checks through regular mail or direct deposit through your bank, there are 2 ways to give online. You may click on the Donate button on the Watch Live page or download the Give app. Give is spelled G-Y-V-E.
I invite you to repeat our prosperity affirmation with me. Together, divine love, one with me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I am joy-filled and grateful.
All right, everybody. Hope you've had a beautiful Mother's Day so far. This song is called Kingdom, Queendom. It's about creating a world that works for everybody.
If that's not a Mother's Day present, I don't know what is.
They got words for miles, but I got faith for days. They got a pocket full of stories, but I just turn the page because I remember who I am and why I came here to bring about a kingdom, queendom, everybody's dream come true. Me and you in the garden, we're starting to see those seeds turn to fruit, and the taste is sweet. You're in this kingdom, queendom, everybody's dream come true. Me and you in the garden, we're starting to see those seeds turn to fruit, and the taste is sweet, yeah, and the grass is green, yeah, and the life is good, yeah, and life is good, yeah, 'cause we're riding the wings of our ancestors' prayers. Whatever things that we don't see, our children will surely go from here. We're riding the wings of our ancestors' prayers, and these very seeds that we do sow will take our children forth from here on towards the kingdom, queendom, everybody's dream come true. Me and you in the garden, we're starting to see those seeds turn to fruit, and the taste is sweet is in this kingdom, queendom, everybody's dream come true. Me and you in the garden, we're starting to see those seeds turn to fruit, and the taste is sweet, yeah, and the life is good, yeah. So come on, rise, y'all, remember who you are, revolutionary, bring about a peace, not war. Better to light a candle than to stand and curse the dark, and among us here, more than just a spark that light a fire, yeah. Come on, blaze it all down, find a new way of living that is birthed on solid ground, seven down back up, let you woman have a little black people. Take a look at what you've done to this world. We got to give some, we got to forgive some, we got to do it just so our kids can live. The truth is that everyone and everything is sacred if it's born upon this earth. Surely has a place, yeah. Surely has a place, yeah. We all have a place, yeah. In this kingdom, queendom, everybody's dream come true. In the garden, we're starting to see those seeds turn to fruits. In a kingdom, queendom, everybody's dream come true. Me and you in the garden, we're starting to see those seeds turn to fruit, and the taste is sweet, yes, in this kingdom, queendom, everybody's dream come true. Me and you in the garden, starting to see those seeds turn to fruit, and the taste is sweet, yeah, and the taste is sweet, yeah, and the life is good, yeah, the life is good, yeah, 'cause we're riding the wings of our ancestors' prayers. Yes, we're riding the Love you guys. Aloha.
Well, we always want to support our musicians, so please check out Jahred and Shawna Love Eternal's music at loveeternal.org, or you can hear their latest music at bandcamp.com. So let's bless the gifts that we have received, and of course, when we do so, we also bless the givers. We have our blessing that we come to not out of routine, but come to it with newness and really infuse it with prosperity. Together, we give thanks for the ever-increasing, constant flow of absolute good in our lives now. Well, Maddie and Millie are back at it. They've got a great new video for us, so let's take a look and see what the kids have been up to.
Hi, Unity. It's Maddie and Millie. And the Unity kids wanted to wish you a happy Mother's Day. And Mother's Day isn't just for moms, right? It can be like for aunts. Yeah, anybody who takes care of someone, like a baby or something, right? Yeah. And maybe like a stepmom or something? Yeah. Or maybe a grandma. Yeah. Or a grandparent. And our mom is kind. And loving. Yeah, and sometimes funny. Yeah, and caring. Yeah. And helpful. Yeah. She helps me with my schoolwork. Yeah, and she helps me fall asleep when I can't. Bye, Unity. Happy Mother's Day. Bye.
Michelle assures us that was unprompted. So let's bless our children, our youth, and our teachers together. Children, youth, and teachers, we love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the divine light within you. As we move to our prayer of protection, we hold all mothers, all these qualities, all these ways of expressing the Divine Mother in our hearts and in our minds. Let's speak our prayer of protection together. The light of God surrounds us. I am light. The love of God enfolds us. I am love. The power of God protects us. I am power. The presence of God watches over us. I am presence. Wherever we are, God is. I am divine. We always want to invite you to stick around to the end of the service because we always have new selfies, and that is great fun to see our community in silent waving selfies or videos or snapshots. And so if you have your own to share, we'd love to receive more at office@unityofwalnutcreek.org. And now, our peace song.
Present.
You are the light and the love and the peace on earth right now. So let your light shine. Have fun and spread joy. Blessings, everyone. Happy Mother's Day once again.
Coming together to celebrate life, shining like stars in a brilliant night sky, here for each other in joy and in pain. Grateful for this family, spiritual community. The love we share is sunshine after rain. All is well when we are together, greater, stronger, all is well. When we're together, it feels like home. Kindred spirits never alone. Let's join hands and sing our song. Sing our music is the food of love. At this table is more than enough. In this moment, take a breath and sing along. All is well when we are together, greater, stronger.